Hey everyone, so today we're doing a highly requested video. Um, I didn't really know the right time to do it, but I was just seeing so many comments about it. I was just like, why not just do it now? So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, see if this works out. This is stage 75 of the Labyrinth of Mind, one of the hardest stages currently in the game. It frustrates a lot of people. A lot of people don't have correct units for it. People don't know correct strategies and stuff like that. So I thought I'd share what I used. I was very late to this, not only on the video, but actually beating it. I beat it, I want to say like maybe sometime last week, maybe has 2 weeks, somewhere around that time. And then right after, I literally beat the rest of the entire labyrinth. It's literally just the stage that was blocking me from finishing the labyrinth. And I'm assuming it's probably going to be the same way for everyone else. So getting into the team, we have Valentine's Ram, Hooded Amelia, 2-star Ram, free-to-play Ram, and Hetero. Just Hetero. So looking at the characters, why I'm using them. Ram, just because she's a solid green unit, she's well built. She's a great tank. She has the best leader skill on my team currently for 40% HP. I would probably prefer an attack leader skill, to be honest, for what the strategy that I'm using particularly. But it could be different for you. HP in general is just like a great option to have, and the 40% is really nice. I don't think any of these other units have 40. Yeah, oh no, actually Hetero does, so that's pretty good. But yeah, and then we have the defense resistance memory on her, or debuff resistance memory on her. This wasn't for any particular reason. I just kind of wanted, her to be tanky. I guess for the distraction. I don't know if she actually gets distraction. I can't even remember on the stage, honestly, but that's probably why I put it on her. That way she can still heal with her passive, which allows her to get healed per hit. And then we have Hooded Amelia mainly there for defense down, and her passive, which is able to clear buffs as well. So that's pretty good, but mainly for the defense down as well as Hetero. But she's single target. She applies a lot of good debuffs, and having the agility memory on her that gives her invincibility is just nice, because she gets that one turn invincibility against Julius. Julius is going to be the target I'm going for first, so having the invincibility the first turn allows her to attack without getting countered, so that's pretty pog. Then we have the idle memory on 2-star Ram, because 2-star Ram has a bunch of action gauge increases, so you want to obviously allow her to go first in your team, increase everyone's action gauge by 50, which her skill 2 and her skill 1 do, both being 50%, I believe. And then her basic actually doing a solid 30%, so that's pretty cool. She's a great unit to have, and you haven't built her already, you definitely should go ahead and do that. She's great for a lot of content that includes green. Then we have the Hooded Ram from a free-to-play event way back in the day. I believe her dungeon is out permanently now. I think she was one of the new units that came out with the dungeon update. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you can farm it. She's a great attacker. She's my main DPS source. Then we have the Oni, I think it's the Oni Demon, not Maid, memory that gives an additional 1% attack, and then plus if you have a gold, it gives you another 9, which is 40% attack, which is insane. So if you're using, Oni Demons, which is Rem and Ram basically, these kind of memories are really overpowered for them. They have a lot of these, so it's really solid. Then we have Hetero with crit chance memory, because he gives himself, I believe, action gauge on crit. I don't remember exactly what his kit is. He's kind of just here to fill a spot, to be honest. He's there for the defense down and the AoE. He's not really too needed. He's just kind of there to be there. This is a very unconventional team. If you have Kid Ram, she's a great option. I see a lot of people use her. Mimi could possibly replace Hetero. I actually have Mimi, but I don't know why I'm not using her. Kind of think about it. I'm not sure who would be better. I could potentially, Mimi could be better here. I think that's the case. So then we have, Christmas Ram being an absolutely great unit. I don't have her, unfortunately. If you have her, she's a great DPS. Although I think if you have Christmas Ram, you're probably a long-term player, which means you probably already beat the stage, because you're probably better than me. And Christmas Ram is just such a good unit. I've seen this Amelia get used, but mine's only red star, as you saw in the previous video. So I haven't tried her out. She's a little too weak for my taste. This Felix, I have gold, but I just don't like using healers. But it could potentially work. Just healing isn't really my play style. It just never really works out for me. Maybe I'm just bad at healing. Finally, let's jump into the game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to clear this. No idea. Let me turn down my volume really quick. Basically, just mute it. Yeah, so the strategy here is to buff up with Ram so she doesn't get countered, get the 50% action gauge. Then here we need the defense down to proc, which it does. Then we attack. We really want Ram to crit here. That is super good. I did like one run beforehand and she didn't crit, which was really lame. Then we just go ahead, kill Julius, pretty easy. Then we get another 50% action gauge buff. This felt actually like moving at all is really detrimental because she'll just buff the shit out of her team. It's really annoying. She increases their action gauge and they just continue like rolling buffs out. Fortunately, she wasn't able to really do that here. Then we take her out. Then we go for the Krush, and then we have the Priscilla left, which is the last one remaining. That is kind of the strategy of this team. Although they can tear apart your units, you can stall a little bit here when you don't really have abilities. Also, who they target is really RNG, so hopefully you get lucky. Like there, I think Amelia getting targeted wasn't my best pick, but it's not my worst. To be honest, losing Ram is kind of like a dead run. So if they attack hooded Ram down here, that is kind of when the run is over for me. That's kind of what I base it off of. But any other unit dying is kind of like a blow, but it's not really that big of a deal. Everyone is like super nice to have, except for probably Hetero. I wouldn't mind him dying, poor guy. But yeah, so this is bad because once one unit gets attacked by one of the enemies, they usually tend to attack these same units over and over. So having that is bad. Then here, having Amelia is really good. It's unfortunate here because she's gonna give herself plenty of buffs. Amelia's passive is able to block those buffs, or remove those buffs every time an Amelia gets a turn. So that's unfortunate, but I think we can still do it without her. I'm pretty sure I did it with her though, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, Priscilla's very tanky. Usually she'll go for the Valentine's Ram, which can stall out a little bit because she can self-heal, obviously. Yeah, they're the buffs. She heals a lot. And so it's very unfortunate that Amelia died. Potentially you might actually need Amelia. I don't think I've ever actually cleared this without her because I've only done it once. I did it once and I was out of there. I just got the best possible RNG, and yeah, so this is kind of the strategy I've been using, or used rather, because I only did it once. Why would I willingly clear the stage multiple times, which I've been trying to do since, you know, for the video and all. But yeah, you slowly whittle her down. It is a process. She can't take many debuffs, so it is what it is. And that's basically how you beat her. These units are definitely not the best. Again, Valentine's Ram could probably be replaced with Kid Rim. Hetero for sure, maybe with Mimi, like I suggested earlier in the video, possibly. She can be defense down, that's really nice. It just doesn't happen very often. Then there's Felix, there's Pajama Amelia. A lot of different variants you can run. Probably newer units that I'm forgetting that are green. Are there any green new green units? I think they've just been running mono new characters lately. Kind of getting lost in the sauce here, boys. I'm focusing so hard on tapping the right buttons. But yeah, so slowly and surely you'll beat the stage. You do have to have units fairly built up, but that's just Labyrinth for you. Like that, even though the stage is very hard, that Labyrinth in general, you just have to have your units built. So if you don't have these units built, that it's unfortunate. But yeah, so that's how I cleared stage 75. Not the best team. Definitely a lot more you can do. I do say that the memories probably are what's going to be a big game killer for a lot of people, because these memories are, you know, it takes some time to gather memories. You don't ever really summon banners for memories. They kind of just appear for you. So it is what it is. Although, you know, if you don't really have your box built, you really shouldn't be trying Labyrinth. It's actually not as hard, so I feel like a lot more newer players expect to beat it a lot quicker. But it is meant for the older players that have a lot of their box built. So if you get stuck somewhere, don't feel too bad about yourself. Don't beat yourself up. This is meant for like the late game stuff. So that's gonna do it for the video. I'll probably retread this entire stage once we get to floor 70. I kind of put the Labyrinth videos on the back burner just because I've been farming so much stuff. I've been using up a lot of my stamina on actual useful stuff for building units and stuff like that, just for the event, and just in general to have better units, because a lot of the events, I want to build my box for the events coming up. And yeah, so I don't have the spare stamina to really throw away on those videos, because they do take up a lot of stamina, and it's kind of hard for me to build up stamina. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.